recently about single dating boundaries. Like, are there any boundaries? You know, are there any rules? I'm just curious about like your thoughts about, you know, whether or not you'd set any boundaries in relationship to being a single woman or being out there dating.
So, being a single woman and dating, I feel like I'm an adult, and I feel like we can have a conversation about, what we expect from each other. Um, if we're gonna date, that is cool. Are we just dating because we like each other and we like to spend time with each other? Are we dating with a purpose? Are we dating because we want this to go further? We want to get to know each other. We're trying to build something, and we're taking it slow, or what are we doing? Are we just having fun? We're just living in the moment. I am personally, I'm territorial, so I expect if I'm dating someone, then he needs to not date anyone else, and he needs to not, entertain other people. And I feel like we do need to have a conversation about, like, what are we doing? If we're just having fun, then, we're just enjoying each other's time, then, I can't be that territorial because everybody needs their time. So when you're not with me, you might be with somebody else. If we're dating with a purpose, then I feel like there should be boundaries. Don't embarrass me. The world is small. So you might be out and you might be with someone, and then it gets back to me. So I may feel like that was wrong. Like you crossed a boundary there. Like, but can you even really consider that being quote unquote like a cheater or anything like that? Because you guys really aren't in a monogamous relationship. So I just think it's all about having a conversation. But I guess my boundaries would be, like I said, I'm territorial. So I feel like if you're dealing with me, you need to only deal with me until you're not. As for myself, I feel like I should be able to do what I want when I want. So I guess that's probably not the best way to think about it. I just think, really, that a conversation needs to be had when you're dating, because the dating scene is trash. It really is. It's trash. Some days I miss being in a relationship, but some days I enjoy my freedom. But seriously, you do need to have a conversation these days when you're dating someone to know if you're dating with a purpose. If you guys are just living in the moment, having fun, you guys are open to dating other people, because that's totally fine too. You shouldn't always have to limit yourself to one person. You do need to see what's out there.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as like boundaries, I just think that communication is key, just to talk about it. Like, what are we doing? So everybody's on the same page, and there's no misconceptions, there's no misunderstandings, and one person isn't sitting there thinking it's something it's not.
I feel like I have a lot of boundaries when it comes to being a single woman, but I also feel like I have no boundaries. I feel like I feel like when you're single, you don't have any real responsibilities to anybody in regards to like a relationship type situation. And a lot of people don't agree with me on that, but I feel like, if I'm a single woman and I'm on the market, like I'm a free agent, why do I have to hold myself, accountable to what we would be doing if we were taking things more serious or in a relationship and things of that nature? And I feel like people always want to treat you like, hold you accountable to all of these different responsibilities and these standards, all while basically not giving you a title. And it's just like, I'm not going to go to work if you're not paying me. Like, I'm not going to sign up for a relationship if you're treating me like we're single. So I feel like we don't really have boundaries in a sense of like what we can do if we're single. We just have to be honest. We have to be transparent. We have to let a person know, like, what's going on, and kind of keep people abreast as to how we're moving, so they're not just like blindsided and they're not surprised by anything. But I don't necessarily know that we really have to hold fast to like these particular boundaries. But I also feel like with that being said, I can be territorial too. Like, I'm a Taurus through and through.
Well, tell me this. What do you think about first dates? What do you have like an etiquette for first dates? Like, is there certain things you expect, or give me some insight? Like, if I was asking you for advice, hey, see, I'm going on this first date. How you think it should go?
I don't know. I treat I think I treat first dates like a first interview. I feel like you're representing yourself and someone's seeing you for the first time. They're seeing how you act, how you speak, how you dress, how you carry yourself, what you smell like, what you look like, what you sound like for the first time. So I'm just like, I'm like all in on a first date. Like me, like I feel like when you go on a first date, you should put your best foot forward. You should look good, you should smell good, come in, be cordial, be nice, and kind of fill the scene out, because like sometimes you could have like a really good chemistry with somebody. So if you come in with like that good attitude and that positive energy, and you're looking fine and you smelling fine, and you and him hit it off, or you and the person hit it off, you're basically helping the potential of the future with going out on additional dates or continuing within the relationship. And it's surprising how many people will actually ruin a first date. I had a first date where I abandoned the person at a restaurant. I'll tell you about it later. We'll get to your thoughts on this first. But I feel like you're coming in and you're already beautiful, so you already won there. So if you come in with that energy and you're making that man see who you are and what you have to offer, I feel like you could just kind of hit the ground running. And a lot of people miss the opportunity to do that. And I feel like oftentimes, like I don't know like how you feel about it, but when you've been in like relationships for a long time, or you've been dating for a long time, how many times do we look back to that first date and we've like, oh, I remember when I met you, like that first date, right? Because we remember it. It's that impressionable on us. So I feel like it's a really important moment.
What you think about getting past the first date? Are you 90-day ruling it, or are you going, you think, can you hit it on the first date? Like, what if you really like him? What if it went good? Like, you had a couple drinks, or maybe you didn't have a couple drinks, maybe you kept him sober and the energy was just there. Like, the chemistry it's like blowing your mind. Are you 90-day ruling it? Are you going to take it back to that? Or you think it's okay to, maybe get it popping on the first date? Or do you think, like, will he judge me? Or even with the guy, like, what if he give it up and the girl like, he easy. No, I don't want that.
I think that's a tough one, because there's kind of what you feel like as far as your chemistry with somebody when you're on a date. I've definitely been on dates before where it's just like fire. Like, walk in the room, you're just like, wait, like, what did I sign up for? I think I'm always in my head about it, me personally. Here's what you feel. And then there's what you think about, especially as a woman in this society, because there is a double standard of like what men kind of have the luxury of doing and what women get to do. We do have the choice of deciding for ourselves no matter what, but I do feel like there's sort of a stigma behind women who might pursue that sooner than later. I don't necessarily think I'm worried about the judgment aspect of it, but I am worried about like, is this first person going to think that I don't take the relationship seriously? And so if I were to do this, is this automatically going to put it in his mind that, she's like just a quick thing, and maybe he's not going to continue to pursue it, when really, I might be interested in the person, beyond that. So I feel like that's the thing that's always in the back of my mind. It's like, if I were to continue forward, do I think that this is the type of person that's going to move forward with me? Or do I feel like it's going to put me in a space where this person may no longer be interested? Because I can honestly say, I don't know that every woman feels this way, but I can say that I don't want to be with somebody and then like once things turn physical, this person is automatically turned off or doesn't want to do it. I mean, I don't think that would happen personally, but I'm just saying, I don't want to be in a situation like that. So I think I'm always thinking in the back of my mind, like, even if you want to do it, maybe like press pause. But I've definitely been on dates where the chemistry was just fire. Especially I don't know if you've ever been in a situation like this, but where you've had like a crush on somebody, or you've liked somebody for a while, or maybe you guys have become friends, and then you finally have the opportunity to go out with the person, and it's just like, it's like a new thing, but it's also not new because you've been waiting to slide in there for a minute. So I'm just like, I get caught up with that sometimes. And I don't know. Sometimes it's uncontrollable and things just happen the way that they happen. And other times I feel like I can find myself like holding back just to wonder about the what if, and if things are going to turn out the way that I would ultimately want them to.
So I have been on first dates where the chemistry was fire. But like I said before, I have acted up on the first date on accident. Oh man, I was having fun, and it took a turn. But I never ran anybody off. As far as maybe trying to control myself or anything like that, I feel like if I want to do it, I might do it, and I'm gonna take the chance. Listen, if this is all it was meant to be, this is all it was meant to be.
Right.
But I think in some situations, it's just really the person, because I had a relationship years ago, in my 20s, and, just to be honest, we did not 90-day rule it. Definitely took it there. And that was one of the best relationships I've ever been in. We split mutually, throughout the years. It wasn't nothing bad. But we did, we jumped right into it after probably date 2. I really think it's the people, and how they handle it, because I like to think I'm a good judge of character, and I think it's just me personally, I don't know, people are kind of drawn to me, so I never really had a really a hit it and quit it type situation. And I know a lot of people have, which is unfortunate. I have done that to someone.
Right.
Hope he doesn't ever see this and be like, but I knew that it wasn't going no further than that. So I just felt like maybe, we could take it there, but I knew it wasn't going no further after that. But I think a lot of times it just kind of depends on the people. But I tried the 90-day rule thing. Mm-hmm. And I also tried, just going ahead and take it there. And I'm going to be honest, it ended up, however it was going to end up, it ended up after, whether we waited a couple months or whether we jumped right into it. And to really keep it real, jumping straight into it, I had longer relationships with that than versus when I used to be thinking I had to wait, but again, everybody's different. I'm just saying in my experience, I need to test drive this car before I know if I'm going to keep it and lease it. I need to know what's going on under the hood. So I just feel like I'm not too much of erring on the side of the 90-day rule thing. I tried it, but it ended up worse than, when I just jumped right into it and really got to know the person. I felt like I wasted my time.